In the vast and intricate web of the global market, monopolies cast a long and often ominous shadow. These economic behemoths, with their unparalleled control over goods and services, have the power to shape industries, influence governments, and impact the lives of millions. Their rise to dominance, often marked by ambition, innovation, and at times ruthless tactics, raises profound questions about fair competition, consumer protection, and the very fabric of a free market economy. From the software we use to the utilities we rely upon, monopolies are deeply intertwined with our daily lives. While they can drive progress and efficiency, their potential for abuse is undeniable. This exploration delves into the multifaceted world of monopolies, examining their characteristics, their impact on consumers and businesses, and the measures taken to curb their power. The debate surrounding monopolies is not merely an academic exercise, it is a pressing issue with real-world consequences. As we navigate the complexities of an increasingly interconnected global economy, understanding the dynamics of monopolies is crucial for ensuring a level playing field and fostering sustainable economic growth. At its core, a monopoly is defined by its dominance. It is a situation where a single entity or a small group of entities exerts exclusive control over the supply of a particular good or service. This control grants them the power to dictate prices, stifle competition, and influence market dynamics to their advantage. Unlike in perfectly competitive markets where numerous players vie for market share, monopolies operate with an unchallenged hand. This absence of competition can lead to a range of adverse effects, including inflated prices, reduced consumer choice, and stifled innovation. Monopolies can manifest in various forms, from pure monopolies, where a single entity holds absolute control, to more nuanced scenarios like oligopolies, where a small number of firms dominate the market. Regardless of their form, the underlying principle remains the same: the concentration of power in the hands of a few, often at the expense of the many. The power of monopolies stems from their ability to control the supply side of the economic equation. By limiting output or manipulating prices, they can influence market demand and extract higher profits. This control can be exerted through various means, both overt and subtle. One of the most potent weapons in a monopoly's arsenal is its ability to engage in predatory pricing. This tactic involves temporarily slashing prices below cost to drive competitors out of business, only to raise them again once the competition is eliminated. Monopolies can also leverage their dominance to erect barriers to entry, making it difficult for new players to enter the market. This can be achieved through strategies like exclusive deals with suppliers, loyalty programs that lock in customers, or by simply outspending potential rivals. The consequences of unchecked monopoly power are far-reaching, impacting both consumers and businesses alike. For consumers, monopolies often translate into higher prices for goods and services, as they are deprived of the benefits of competition. This can be particularly detrimental for essential goods and services like healthcare, utilities, and telecommunications, where consumers have limited alternatives. Beyond inflated prices, monopolies can also stifle innovation. With no incentive to compete, monopolies may be less inclined to invest in research and development, leading to stagnation and a slower pace of technological advancement. For businesses, monopolies can create an uneven playing field, making it difficult for smaller firms to compete. This can lead to a stifling of entrepreneurship and a concentration of economic power in the hands of a few dominant players. Recognizing the potential harm posed by monopolies, governments around the world have enacted laws and regulations aimed at curbing their power and promoting competition. These antitrust laws, as they are often called, provide a framework for addressing monopolistic practices and ensuring a level playing field for businesses. Antitrust authorities are tasked with investigating allegations of anti-competitive behavior, such as price fixing, market allocation, and mergers that could lead to excessive market concentration. They have the power to block mergers, impose fines, and even break up existing monopolies in extreme cases. The effectiveness of antitrust enforcement, however, is a subject of debate. Critics argue that enforcement is often too lenient, allowing monopolies to thrive and exert undue influence. Others contend that overly aggressive enforcement can stifle innovation and harm consumers by discouraging efficiency-enhancing mergers. While monopolies are often portrayed in a negative light, there are instances where they can be economically justifiable or even beneficial. Natural monopolies, for example, arise in industries where the cost of production is lowest when a single firm serves the entire market, such as in the case of utilities like electricity or water supply. In such cases, it may be more efficient to have a single provider, subject to government regulation, rather than multiple competing firms duplicating infrastructure and potentially driving up costs for consumers. Moreover, monopolies can sometimes drive innovation and economic growth, particularly in their early stages. The prospect of monopoly profits can incentivize firms to invest heavily in research and development, leading to breakthroughs that benefit consumers in the long run. The history of business is replete with examples of monopolies, both infamous and innovative. Standard Oil, under the leadership of John D. Rockefeller, rose to dominate the American oil industry in the late 19th century, controlling over 90% of oil refining capacity at its peak. The company's tactics, which included predatory pricing and secret deals with railroads, led to its eventual breakup by the Supreme Court in 1911. In more recent times, Microsoft's dominance in the personal computer operating system market in the 1990s drew scrutiny from antitrust regulators. The company was accused of using its market power to stifle competition and extend its dominance into other areas, such as web browsers. While Microsoft avoided a breakup, it faced significant legal challenges and was forced to make concessions to address anti-competitive concerns. These cases highlight the complex and evolving nature of monopolies, the challenges of regulating them, and the ongoing debate about their impact on competition and innovation. The emergence of a monopoly is rarely a random occurrence. It is often the culmination of a confluence of factors, some intentional, others circumstantial. One common pathway to monopoly is through innovation. A company that develops a groundbreaking product or technology can gain a significant first-mover advantage, allowing it to capture a large market share and potentially establish a dominant position. Another route to monopoly is through mergers and acquisitions. By acquiring competitors or merging with them, firms can consolidate their market power and reduce competition. This strategy, however, is often subject to scrutiny from antitrust regulators, who assess whether such mergers would harm competition and harm consumers. Government policies can also inadvertently contribute to the creation of monopolies. For example, granting exclusive licenses, imposing stringent regulations that discourage new entrants, or providing subsidies that favor certain firms can all tilt the playing field and foster monopolistic conditions. The penalties for engaging in monopolistic practices can be substantial, ranging from hefty fines to structural remedies like forced divestitures. Antitrust laws typically prohibit a range of anti-competitive behaviors, including price fixing, bid rigging, market allocation, and predatory pricing. Companies found guilty of violating these laws can face significant financial penalties, often calculated as a percentage of their revenues. In some cases, executives involved in anti-competitive conduct may face criminal charges and even jail time. Beyond financial penalties, antitrust authorities have the power to impose structural remedies aimed at restoring competition. This can involve requiring companies to divest certain assets, license intellectual property to competitors, or modify their business practices. The rise of the digital economy has ushered in a new era of monopolies, characterized by the dominance of tech giants like Amazon, Google, Facebook, and Apple. These companies have amassed unprecedented market power, leveraging their vast troves of data, network effects, and platform dominance to shape the digital landscape. The unique characteristics of the digital economy, such as low marginal costs, network effects, and the importance of data, have raised new challenges for antitrust enforcement. Traditional antitrust frameworks, often focused on price effects, may not be well suited to address the complexities of platform monopolies and the control they exert over data flows and innovation. As policymakers grapple with these challenges, the debate over how to regulate digital monopolies is likely to intensify, with implications for innovation, consumer privacy, and the future of the internet itself. The question of whether monopolies are inherently good or evil is not easily answered. They are complex entities with the potential for both progress and peril. On the one hand, monopolies can stifle competition, harm consumers, and concentrate economic power in the hands of a few. On the other hand, they can drive innovation, achieve economies of scale, and bring life-changing products and services to the market. The key lies in striking a balance, ensuring that the pursuit of profit does not come at the expense of consumer welfare and a competitive marketplace. Ultimately, the challenge for policymakers is to create a regulatory environment that fosters innovation and economic growth, while preventing the abuses of monopoly power. This requires a nuanced approach, one that recognizes the complexities of monopolies and the need for adaptable and effective antitrust enforcement in the ever-evolving global economy.